Have it, folks. Voraath right there with the God Killer Saga. Let's call up Jason from Exitus Strategem Records right now and see what the fuck is going on in
Let's
their
do
world,
it.
man. Hello?
Hey, can you hear me?
Jason, what's going on, man?
No, another happy day here in paradise.
Man, I can sense the sarcasm.
It's what it is.
What is it exactly, though, Jason? We were just talking about what the fuck is going on everywhere right now, man. I don't know.
Just planes falling out of the sky. Don't worry about it.
No big deal.
Jesus, it's insane, man. If it's not one thing, it's another.
Shit, man.
Yeah, it's fucking crazy right now.
Whew. Yeah, it feels like there's never a break between it. Well, we just had those wildfires, and right after that...
Wildfires, we got drones everywhere, we got...
Oh, yeah, the alien drones and the plasma orbs.
The evil fog of death.
The fog of diseased death.
Bird flu. Fucking... It's everything, man. It's like fucking pestilence, dude.
What's happening?
Yeah.
It's really great. It's really great to talk to you, though.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, good to talk to you guys, too, yeah. Oh, my goodness. Insanity.
Yeah, I know. So how have you been doing?
Busy. Absolutely ridiculously busy. So, yeah, we're doing a lot of stuff over here, so carrying through a lot of tracks, and, we're got a whole bunch of new music in, and we're just trying to keep everything moving.
That's exciting.
Yeah. Yeah, you are definitely a busy guy, man.
You are.
One of the bands that we're working with you with actually just messaged me the other day, and he was like, "Hey, man, just a heads up, man. If Jason don't reply to email, pretty quick,
he's
man,
super busy.
He's super busy." And I'm like,
we know. Yeah.
Got you.
We know how it is. Yeah.
It's all good. Yeah.
So tell us a little bit about what you've got going on at Exitus Stratagem right now.
Oh, my goodness. So we got a whole bunch of stuff going on. So, I think we're already at the point that we've assigned 11 catalog numbers to everything. So, we've got stuff that we're working with you guys. We've got the new Visitant EP, which is Chelsea Marrow from Voraath. That's her original project.
Hell yeah.
So,
yes, big fan.
So that stuff will be coming out this year once we get that. We're not finished with the mixing process on that. Obviously, you guys know we've got the Itla album, the EP coming out. You guys are working with us on that stuff. We got another single from Tigguo Cobauc, the guys out of Nottingham, UK. We got more stuff coming from them. The new Autumn Lies Buried EP.
Yes.
We got... which is off the chain. It's amazing. We're just working artwork and disc production and all that stuff for them before we start announcing all that stuff, but their stuff is amazing. Oh my goodness.
I'm so excited.
Yeah, they played some of those songs at the festival last
holy
year.
shit.
And man, it was pretty insane.
We're so proud of them representing Tennessee the way that they do.
Yeah,
it's going to be awesome. So, their stuff is, super, super awesome. It's going to be amazing. We got that. We got Jawfane, guys out of Lebanon, Tennessee, kind of metalcore, mathcore stuff coming up. That's going to be the first project that's completely in-house here at EXSR. We've done the baseline recording all the way through mixing and mastering.
Oh, wow.
So that'll be the first thing that we've done start to finish with somebody.
That's really, really cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hell yeah, man. Hell yeah. And another band, the Quiescent, Mantis.
Oh, man.
We love those guys, man. They blew it apart last year, man.
And I don't mean to drop any hints or anything, but you're probably going to hear from us about them.
Oh yeah, they're awesome. They're great guys, and all their stuff is doing really well right now. So they're definitely doing really well, streaming wise, even physical sales wise. They're doing really well. They're good guys, and I know that they're working on new stuff too. So we may see by the end of the year some new music from them. So hopefully. it'd be awesome.
Well, a lot of the people at the festival came up to me and they were like, who was that band?
Yeah.
And, so they were a huge hit. They made a lot of new fans here in Jackson, so that's cool.
Yeah. That's awesome. Yeah.
Yeah, right after they played, a lot of people come up to the table. They were like, man, who was that? Where are they? I need to go buy a shirt.
Yep.
I'm like, hell yeah, dude, they're right over there, man.
And they have the best merch, too.
Yeah, I still need to get a shirt from
I know.
them,
well,
man.
see,
I'm so pissed.
Look, here's the thing. I sent, oh my gosh, I can't think of his name right now, and I talk to him quite often. Anyway, I sent one of them a shirt for him, his girlfriend, and his mother.
Okay.
In exchange for some of their merch. It's coming. He told me it might be a while because he's busy. But I did, we did a swap.
Okay, cool.
So we're going to get some bug shirts.
Nice. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, if you hadn't guessed, EXS are we're suckers for, sci-fi fantasy freaking stuff. So, clearly.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
But, I'm super excited. They've already gone back. They're working on new tracks, and I'm just looking forward to hearing some demos out of them and helping them get the next stuff done. So.
That's awesome. I love how many bands that you have from Tennessee.
Oh, we do, yeah, and then we've picked up a bunch lately, right?
That's amazing. It feels good because over here on our end of the state, we don't really have much of a metal scene, other than the one that we're creating.
Right.
It's all middle and east, but it feels really great.
Yeah.
To feel Tennessee represented, more in the underground.
Yeah. I was gonna say we do have a cool metal scene. It's like once a year.
Yeah, right.
Well, I can understand that. Yeah.
For now, but what we're building here is really, really, it's special and it's growing, and we love having as many amazing Tennessee bands be a part of it. So, very cool having Quiescent and Autumn.
Yeah.
Last year. It was awesome.
Yep.
And Jawfane, I have not actually, I can't remember if I checked them out yet or not. Did I? I know you've listened.
Which one?
Jawfane. The one from Lebanon, Tennessee. Middleton.
Yeah, they're from Lebanon, yeah.
I don't want to say yet. I'm not sure.
Well, we need to check them out because I have yet to hear a band that I didn't like from Exitus Stratagem, so.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I've actually got quite a few bands from the label in the playlist tonight. So.
Heck yeah!
Okay, awesome.
Yeah,
I love it. I'm never going to complain.
Well, one thing that I will say is that, and I don't want to get into any of the sad stuff right away, but right before Joshua passed, we had a 4-hour conversation with him, and I just wanted to tell you how much he went on and on and on about how amazing it was to work with you, that
he did.
You were such an inspiration, that you guys connected on all these levels, and how you were the first person ever, label-wise, that put the money behind them so that they could do what they needed to do.
Yeah.
And
that's what we try to do.
Right, but you'd be amazed how many don't.
And he was very open. He did talk some shit, and he spilled some tea actually on.
Not about you.
Quite
not
a few
about
motherfuckers,
you.
But not you.
We're not going to spill any tea.
When it came
but it wasn't about you. Nothing but praise.
Yeah, when it came to Exitus, he was all praise, man.
Absolutely.
And when you're talking to somebody, you can tell that they're being honest about everything that they're saying.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That carries some weight. Man.
He was definitely someone that, had been around the scene in so many different ways.
Oh, yeah. He'd been in, 8 different bands over time.
Right.
He'd been out on the road as both a, performing artist and as a roadie for, even bigger bands. So, he's seen it all.
Right.
So
that, I think that means a lot for him to say those wonderful things about you, because he knows what it is out there. So.
Well, I appreciate that.
Yeah.
And it was, it was rough. Yeah, because I had talked to him just literally hours before everything happened. So, yeah, not fun.
No. What's so weird is that he was so excited to play the festival. And the night before, New Year's Eve for us, we got kids, so we didn't go do anything. We were sitting around the table and we were talking about the new things we were going to do with Metal Devastation PR this year, and we were talking about the fest, how excited we were, talked about Voraath, and then the next day, Zach just very quietly said, "Josh is dead?" And I said, "What?" And it was just like...
Yeah, I can't remember who posted it.
It was Randall.
It was Randall.
Yeah.
Randall posted it on Facebook, and I saw that, and I was like, "Oh my god, man!"
Yeah, that was a blow. And
I was actually I was literally just lying in bed working on a few things on the tablet and everything, and was actually really just fairly happy with the morning and everything. And Tyler from Voraath called and said, "I don't want you to hear this from anybody else. I just need to let you know." And I was like, everything stopped at that point. It was crazy.
Yeah,
that was rough. That was a rough day. And then immediately we went into standard crisis action mode. That's when we started working with everybody and trying to start all that stuff up, which is it was I don't know. I was happy with the way we reacted as a record label, because we immediately went into, because we're all retired military guys, we just went into, okay, somebody died, we got to do all these different things, and just started, okay, how do we take care of all the other people, even though we don't know everything yet, and we just started, putting all the stuff together and helping guys get, like the GoFundMes and putting money into the GoFundMes and meal train that are still going right now to try and help those people.
Yes.
Because there's multiple shattered families out of this whole thing, which is unfortunate.
Oh yeah, and multiple shattered families, and talk about how loved all 4 people in that vehicle were. Like, oh my gosh, the number of people whose lives those people touched.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
No, I mean, we had all at the record label, we'd all met all 4 of them that were in that vehicle. They'd all been in videos that the band produced. They were all at, video shoots that we supported, all the stuff. Yeah, I mean, the whole thing was a pretty harsh shock. And, we went out of our way to try to go to as many events as we could. And, if we couldn't be there, we sent flowers. But, we did what we could.
Right. I was really upset that we couldn't make it to any of them. We don't have sitters. A lot of times we can't do that. But we did our best to try to contribute. I know I worked with Greg at Metal Injection to give him the story and give him all of the links to all of the GoFundMes. We tried to do our part from here, but it never feels like enough. It always feels so helpless and because you can't. There's nothing you can't fix it, and that's a horrific feeling. I'm sorry. It's so hard for me, and it's weird because I was friends with Josh on Facebook for a year or so, but that 4-hour conversation that we had, and we were saying it to each other, it was like that we'd known each other a long time. Yeah. Maybe it's just the Southern thing, we just connected and. So many things were getting ready to go so many different directions. I mean, I had a lot of talks with Josh at the end of December and, moving into that and everything. We were going to do a whole bunch of different stuff. So, but some of that stuff will still happen, but some things won't. But, we're going to do everything we can because, we're going to continue to carry his legacy forward. So we had started working on a whole website that has all of the past lore and everything that is Voraath, all the backstory, all the different bits and pieces, all the artwork, because he was a prolific artist as well. So all that stuff is going to wind up on a webpage as soon as we've got the hosting solution done for it. Now we're just trying to catalog and organize it all. So, wow, that's going to be awesome.
So there will be, Elderverse Voraath webpage up, indefinitely to support all the music. And then, of course, obviously, I think everybody knew that they were already in the process of recording the next album as well. And so we're still working at really trying to sort all that stuff out. It's pretty hard for the band. So I was up there at the memorial ceremony and everything, and yeah, they're taking it pretty hard, which is understandable.
Absolutely, that's family.
And well, I mean, you know, Josh and Tyler live together on Tyler's property out there. So I mean, you know, it's you know, there's definitely some challenges with all that. The recording studio is up there, all that stuff. Man. That they were working through all that stuff. So we're going to help them dig through all that stuff, and we're going to figure out what we're going to do. There's some other people, a lot of people have committed to helping Voraath finish out Josh's vision as much as we can. Obviously, we're going to hit a point where, you know, it becomes too much creative license and we'll stop. But we're going to get as much of the album together as we can. He had gotten a fair way through it, so we think we'll get an EP's worth of music out of it.
Oh, that's amazing.
In the end, and there's some pretty big names that may show up on that actual recording that are going to come help us finish that thing up. But I'm not in a place to be able to discuss exactly who has committed some time to help us do it, but. It's going to be pretty impressive. Right now, it's looking really good. We know for a fact we have 2 complete tracks that just need vocals over it, so those are the easy ones, and then the rest of it is just figuring out how do we at least try to finish out some of the rest of the vision that he had.
I remember him saying on the phone he was so excited, like he just talked on and on and on about his vision for this album, and he was so excited about it, and it means a lot that you guys are gonna honor that and bring that out. I know that for all of the fans and the people, you know, family and people that loved him, that's about the most beautiful tribute there could be. And
he knows. I think he's listening wherever he's at, man. He fucking knows, dude. Like, I was.
Well, that's why that was the first discussion that we had collectively. Is, are we going to try and finish whatever we've got and get it out there? And that was a no-brainer. Everybody immediately said, yes, we're going to do what we can to finish up what was there. And then my next statement after that was, okay, but do we also want to do some other form of tribute to him and, you know, ask bands that have been touched by Voraath, you know, that have some interest in it, to contribute tracks that they feel, you know, represent how they feel about the whole thing, or things that, you know, remind them of Voraath or whatever that is. So we're also opening the door to that. So there'll be a third album that is a collective album. And in fact, which is even more interesting, is that the 3 of us that are the core members of the record label, we've been sitting down and we actually are going to contribute a track as well. So
that is so beautiful, Jason. Thank you guys for working so hard on that.
Yeah, dude.
That's really.
So we got into the studio. Well, we've been kicking it around quite a bit. So we've been in a couple of times in our spaces, and so we're working on a song that fits into the universe as well. So it's going to be fun.
You know, it was weird, man. When I come up here and got on the computer to start my show earlier, when I logged in and I was getting ready to connect to the fucking server, the auto DJ was playing, which plays random music, you know, and it just happened to play Voraath.
Yeah.
Right then and there, and I had to stop and let it go ahead and play before I started. But I thought that was kind of weird.
Well, and this is the 1 month anniversary, is it not, tonight?
Yeah, I think so.
Yes, it is. Yeah.
And
what the fuck
for the song to play, and we're interviewing you, like, you know, I'm not a religious person, but I do believe in, you know, some spiritual nods, and it just kind of felt like, I don't know, maybe it's not, but it made me feel like Joshua was given a nod.
Yep. Went down there and stuck his finger in there, that big gigantic meat hook that he has. Yeah.
And you mentioned you guys all being veterans and military and shit. You know, that's one of the things that he was given so much props about the label about.
Yeah.
Actually, when we were talking, he was like saying like that being with you guys, it was like sort of being in this, in this collective, like it was being like in your whatever you call it, I don't know,
your unit.
Yeah, your unit. Like he was like, yeah, man, these guys operate like fucking, like, you know.
And he loved that.
He loved it, man. He thought that was really cool.
Yeah, we do. I mean, we can't do anything but that. I mean, that's just the way we interact with each other. It's the way we grew up. So yeah, I mean, we are definitely a military organization, you know, by default, you know. So just the nature of the beast, you know. We can't not be ourselves. So yeah.
Well, you guys are doing an amazing job. You've got awesome bands, and it really means a lot to us. You know, we've seen a lot in the music industry as well, and for a record label to take care of their bands the way that you do, props to you for that, because not all of them do. In fact,
no, yeah, but I get it. We're kind of a unicorn in the field.
You are.
About what we do, and you know, I mean, we're one of the few record labels that will help guys make videos and all sorts of other things. You know, we'll do all that stuff. I mean, but you know, just taking as an example, you know, we have some other projects that we do. You know, some other entertainment related stuff. And we just happened to be running an event down in South Carolina at a former, you know, nuclear plant. And we were like, well, you know, we called Josh and said, hey, you guys come on down here. Let's shoot a video while we're doing this other stuff. and that's where one of the videos for the last album came from. And we were getting ready to, we would have had available in July. We're getting ready to go up and do stuff up in Illinois at another facility that would work beautifully for them. But obviously that's not going to happen now. But yeah.
We have a question from the chat room. Our friend Carl, he's working on an art project where he's creating a skull out of like guitar picks, and he wanted to know if Voraath had any guitar picks with their logo on them that he could add to his skull.
I will ask. I don't know off the top of my head. They have a lot of different merch stuff, and I suspect that we could probably throw some his way if we've got them.
Yeah, that would be really, really cool to have one of those, for sure.
Yeah, that's awesome. Yeah, I mean, staying in the Voraath lane, I mean, I know that we were talking about you know, they obviously were scheduled to play, you know, your festival as well, Tennessee Metal Devastation. So, and having talked to all the guys, the remaining members of the band, they absolutely know that they need to do it. So they're going to do it.
Oh, yay.
So, but the question internally is, how are we going to make that happen? So we have a couple of options and of how we're going to do it, and we're just working through how we make that actually happen. So,
well, that means so much to us. Like it's like, I want to say we can't wait, but at the same time it's sad, but it's also beautiful, but it's sad, but we are so honored. And if there's anything that we can do,
I think collectively, all of us together, we could definitely figure out something for sure.
You just let us know.
Whatever.
Yeah.
I mean, there's got.
I mean, a lot of it's going to be working with them and figuring out how they want to do some of that stuff. So, I mean, but ultimately, you know, we're obviously looking at options, and you know, I mean, unfortunately, you know, well, it's not unfortunate. He was the soul of that band. I mean, a lot of the music was written by him. A lot of the framework was written by him. The creative impetus behind it was Josh. So, I mean, I just, you know, everybody just needs to understand, you know, they're going to play and that'll probably be it.
Right.
There will be no more live performance by Voraath. That'll be, they just, it's going to take everything that they've got just to get through one last show. It's going to be hard.
I know. I think it's going to be, you know, a lot of the bands, of course, we haven't announced anything yet, but a lot of the bands that are coming to the fest this year are friends with Chelsea, and they knew Joshua and were friends with him. And there are a lot of bands that are wanting to get together and help, whether that we'll do some sort of memorial. And I think it's going to be an emotional thing for so many of us there, but I also think it'll be a healing thing. So,
yeah. I was about to say too, you know, the technical aspect.
Oh my gosh, man. He was amazing.
Listening to their music, like, that is some heavy fucking shoes, some big shoes to try to fill.
You can't fill them.
Yeah.
Whatever drummers out there that can even fucking come close to fucking filling that up and playing that shit.
Yep.
Holy fuck, man! Like when you listen to that stuff, though, man, the blast beats and the precision.
He was so talented.
Really, really good.
Well, let's just say that the list of people that we had to reach out to when it came to, hey, if we need to fix things, who can do it? The list was very small.
Yeah, I imagine.
Yeah. And I will say that everybody that we touched base with were more than willing to donate some time. But I mean, some of these guys are, actively on tour and other things too. So they're like, hey man, if we can find time to do it, I'll come in. So there's going to be, like I said, the final Voraath album is going to have some interesting people on it. Let's just leave it at that.
That's going to be
right
so
now.
Cool. Well,
it's a lot of people that are. I was amazed at how many people that the band and of course Josh had touched. It's beautiful.
It is.
Really, in the end, it's just unfortunate that it had to happen in the way it did to make everybody come back together.
You're right. You're absolutely right. And that's what they say. A testament to how you lived your life is how many people are absolutely gutted when you leave. And man, if that speaks volumes about him. Such a kind person. I remember at the last festival, because I had spoken to him a little bit about the efforts he was doing, in his hometown for the hurricane, the flood victims. And so at the festival, we were taking in items for the flood victims as well, because I was so inspired by him. Like, what a big-hearted human.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh yeah, they were just running around out there. Well, I mean, the first adventure story was them going to recover Paul, the bass player.
Yeah.
Which was.
He was stranded, right?
Yeah, he was stuck. Yeah, he was isolated, and they pulled him out of there, and now he's living over in Greensboro, North Carolina, so way away from where he was before, because he was living in Asheville. But now that's just not happening. So
man.
Yeah, all the pictures and videos and stuff that they were posting of all that, like they had military gear on and shit, like they were in for a mission, man. Like they were going down to fucking.
He said they weren't coming back without him.
Rescue fucking mission, man. Like I'm like, fuck yeah, man.
Yeah, they were
badass.
Yeah.
Well, so for everyone out there listening, this is our first band announcement for the festival. Voraath will be playing the 2025 Tennessee Metal Devastation Music Fest, and if you love the band and you've seen them before, this is likely your last chance, and if you've never seen them before, you definitely don't want to miss it.
Yeah, absolutely.
So it makes me very emotional, so I'm sorry.
No, it's okay. I mean, I think everybody's emotional about it.
Yeah.
I mean, all of us definitely are. I mean, I was talking to, Chelsea earlier today, and, still, it just is, it's very raw still. So.
Oh, yeah.
And then trying to work with her through the other band stuff at the same time. I'm like, well, we still got to talk about Visitant right now.
Right.
And we got to work through all of their stuff, because we're in, all the stuff for that band release and everything, which is going to be awesome too. It's amazing. It's so, again, it's like Voraath, but it's nothing like Voraath.
No, I really like it. I think it was Sarah Jacobs that told me about that band, and she was like, this is Chelsea's other band. And when I went and listened, I think it was a video, and it was so good. Chelsea's so talented.
Yeah. And when you guys are ready to release that, if she's down, definitely let her know, man. She's more than welcome to come on the show, and we can promote.
Yeah,
that,
absolutely. Absolutely. I'm sure she'll be more than happy to come on there, and everybody should get to meet the other members of that band too, because they're all amazing human beings in their own right too. So that band is super talented.
Well,
we
definitely need to, because all I've listened to is that one song, but I loved it. Like I put it on my little YouTube playlist. So I
think that's the only one that's out right now, and then we've got a whole we've got a 5-track EP that we're just working through the final bits of getting all the artwork done, getting all the other stuff done. So we're just not quite there on the mixing and mastering yet with that, but We're getting close.
Well, that's exciting. You've got a whole lot going on. You remind me a little bit of me and Zach, where you got so much going on that it's really impossible to do it all, and yet you do. But you don't know whether you're coming or going, or if it's day or night, but you're, you know.
Well, there's definitely days that it's a bit challenging, yeah. So when every band drops music on you on the same weekend, it makes life a little bit difficult.
It's kind of like how when bands buy PR packages from us, they'll buy them and to save them and use them later.
Yeah.
And then all
Everybody
of a sudden,
waits till Friday. They all hit me up on Friday. They're like, Zach,
we're ready now.
I'm like, holy fuck, guys.
So then you have like 10 PR campaigns to send out in a day.
Yeah, of course, yeah, because, everything is, it should be easy, right? Yeah, of course it's not. No, I get it, and then you guys being, you're wanting to do the PR side of things, I always appreciate anybody that's willing to embrace that insanity that is the PR side of the music, I love the fact sometimes that I'm just the record label. I just worry about selling music.
I feel
and then I just pay people like you to do the other stuff.
Well, that's what we're here for.
So
that's how we market ourselves. Like, we're here to do the unsavory shit, so you don't, so people don't have to.
Well, I mean, many people would say that what we do as the record label is unsavory as well.
Oh, I
mean, we do a lot of. Obviously, we're a record label. We do all the annoying administrative things that nobody really wants to do. We work with distribution partners and freaking register trademarks and copyrights and
Yeah, I don't.
We do that stuff, which is things that are and we pay lawyers. We do all that stuff. So,
and I have empathy there, because behind the 4 businesses that we run on this end, I'm the person behind the scenes. You should see my office. It's stacks and stacks of financials and tax stuff and all the festival stuff, all the PR, all of the radio stations. It's never-ending piles of crap.
Yeah. Nothing like paying taxes 4 times a year. You gotta love it.
My gosh. I just had to do that today. I had to pay the Tennessee franchise excise, and it hurts my soul every time I do it.
Yeah. Absolutely. I understand where you're coming from. Yeah, it's just. But yeah, obviously, as a record label, we're still looking for bands too. So I should say that out front. We do actually listen to every demo that is submitted to us, and we do try to respond to every single one. Which is also odd, because most record labels just ghost people if they don't like it. So we try to at least provide people some constructive input. Some of that constructive input, maybe go practice more, but it's just the nature of the beast.
Right.
That is super cool, dude. Like,
if you're listening, there are a lot of bands that listen to this, and a lot of bands that we're friends with that I know want a label. You heard it here. Submit your demos to Jason at Stratagem.
You just hit the webpage. You got the contact us. You can put it right in there. That's where, believe it or not, that's where some of the bands that we've got came from. So like Synagogue, the guys out of Hungary, they just cold called us straight up.
That's so cool.
And dropped the record on us, and we were just like, holy hell, where did this come from? It's awesome. I encourage everybody. The next single for Sin of God will come out on the 3rd. That's Monday of next week. Oh, my goodness. And when you see the artwork for the single, it's not super exciting or anything, but Josh did the artwork for that single as well.
Oh, my gosh. That's so special.
Yeah, he had come on board, before this to do a lot of stuff for the record label too. So he was doing website work for all the bands and all that other stuff. He was helping us clean up all the Bandcamp stuff and all that. And yeah, I'm feeling the pain now. Now I have to go back and be the Bandcamp guy again.
Oh no! Well, you
which is okay. I don't mind it. It's it is what it is.
Not to throw any more work on Zach, but if you ever need help with that, we do that too.
I'm sure. Yeah.
I love Bandcamp, dude. I'm always pushing band. I'm always telling telling bands, get on fucking Bandcamp.
truth in lending here, truth in advertising. I used to hate Bandcamp in principle, and then I have come to love it now that we put the whole record label on Bandcamp. I think it's probably one of the best things there. The financial share is amazing on it in comparison to other distribution platforms. Yeah. I love it. I think they are a great deal. So, yeah, even if you want to stay independent and you want to do it yourself, Bandcamp is a great way to do it. It's got a great engine that helps people discover music, all that other stuff. I think it's a good deal. I love it. I like it. It also is that secondary physical distribution platform for us. I mean, I came into this in a weird way, and we jumped straight in with both feet and got a larger distribution deal. So we have a great distribution platform, but I still like Bandcamp, and it generates sales for us as well.
Heck yeah,
and
it does.
And all their stuff is designed very well.
Yeah, and one thing I try to tell everybody is, people trust that platform. Like,
yes, they do.
They're like, I know myself, man. I have no worries about hitting the buy button and just clicking it and fucking buying something, because I know I'm gonna immediately get it, and it's there,
Yep.
Yeah.
You can order the physical thing. You can get a CD or a T-shirt or whatever, and usually it comes with a digital version of the album. So you've got everything right there, right then and there.
Yep.
It's done deal. And
absolutely,
your money's going towards the artist or the label or whatever, and they're getting it. There's a little fee to pay.
There's a little tiny cutout that goes to them to keep the lights on, and I'm super happy with that too. Yeah, I mean, it's not terrible. I mean, obviously, from our perspective, I would love more people to just come straight to our webpage and buy it from there. But because obviously that's the maximum percentage that's going to go to our artists and to us. But I don't care. Buy it on Bandcamp. I'm good with that too. We try to keep most stuff on Bandcamp as well as on the record label. But there is stuff that's on the record label store that you can't get on Bandcamp, because we have all the print on demand stuff, so like coffee cups and other stuff like that. So if you want like a Voraath coffee cup, go to our webpage. And you can't get it on Bandcamp.
And now I need one. I need a Voraath coffee cup now.
Oh yeah.
Well, get on there and order one.
I should.
We've been shipping them out, and people are loving them. So.
Yeah, I'm going to have to get one.
Hell yeah.
And I wish I had known. I really, actually, I didn't know that he did art. I try to get a different artist every year for the festival. I wish that I had festival art from Josh.
Yeah. Oh, my goodness, yeah. He would have done some amazing stuff. He's so creative, so fast. Because, he's like, all right, give me a couple hours. And then he comes back with like 5 different things, and you're like, oh, my goodness, holy crap, man. Yeah.
Yeah, when we told him like the whole backstory of the festival with the portal and the backlash from the local religious stuff, like he thought that was hilarious, and he was like, oh man, we can totally make some videos that'll like coincide with all that,
he was so excited to make promo videos for the fest.
Oh man, yeah. I was looking forward to that shit.
Yeah, me too. He was so funny, and he was like, "What y'all do down?" And I can't do his accent, but it was real thick.
Yeah.
And he'd say, "I can't wait to get down there. That's like a backyard barbecue."
Yeah.
Yeah, and it is.
Yeah.
And it is.
Yeah.
We're all about.
Yeah, I mean, I've been there. I just missed the last one. I've been to every one except for the last one because, of course, obviously I-40 didn't exist, but so I couldn't get there.
Right.
That was. I just remember Chris from Quiescent Mantis sending me a message. Hey, are you going to be here? I was like, dude, there's no road to get there.
Can't quite make it. Well,
I would have had to, either dip south and come up through Chattanooga or go north and come down through. But I was like, you know what? And I was sick as a dog when it came up. I was so sick. I was just like, hey man, I'm just not going to make it. I'm not driving all the way from the beach in North Carolina all the way out there.
Well, we understand, but you would have been really proud. It has grown so much, and Autumn Lies Buried and Quiescent, it was just a really cool thing to see.
Yeah, if you can make it this year, man, we will definitely hook you up and set you up with a fucking cool spot, man.
We'll set you over by the barbecue.
Well, I mean, expect us to be a sponsor for this year too. So, I mean, absolutely, we'll be out there. we'll be out
so
there.
Much.
And then, well, that's probably a discussion for not on the radio.
Well, we'll definitely. I had planned to reach out before the end of January, but the tax thing got me, so I'm a little bit behind. But you'll be
sure. I understand.
Yeah,
I've been there too.
I'll be sending offers.
That's the other thing that, when everybody is like saying, well, he doesn't respond to emails all the time. I was like, Jesus Christ, man, I got a whole bunch of other things to do too. You know,
there's never enough hours in the day.
There's a whole business to run here too.
Like, yeah, because you have another job as well. Like, you have a.
I do, yeah.
Yeah, and so many do, and people don't realize, that you're doing all of this in your personal time.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a busy life.
Which I think that means even more.
That's the passion, man.
To know that you're doing this out of passion.
Yeah.
Like you're
oh yeah, I mean, that is kind of our motto, right? Your music, our passion. So,
I love it.
I think sometimes, sometimes we want the music to succeed more than the bands do. So
you might be right. We have had some bands that want PR, and Zach's like, but you're not doing any of the interviews, and you're not doing this or that. Like, what are you doing?
Sure. Yeah.
Sometimes it's hard to tell, if a band actually wants it or not. But I do think it's wonderful what you do. So
yeah. Well, and I suppose I didn't even mention that we've got the one Eitler release that we're working on together, but there's a second one that's going to come out this year too. So.
Well, that's fabulous. That's really cool.
So the one that we're doing first is Machines, I guess, is the one that we're doing first, and that's all old school stuff from the '90s from them that Eric's gone back and re-recorded, and then the next one is all the new stuff that he's been working on. So it'll be different because new Idla is way different than old Idla, so it's going to be fun. I like it in the scope of a 1 year. We're going to release 2 products from him. And get it out there. So they're fun guys. That's
really super cool, but holy crap, you got a lot of stuff coming out.
Yeah, I mean, I think we're probably going to get to, on a conservative estimate right now, I think we'll do 24, 25 releases this year, including all singles and full albums. Yeah.
That's insane.
Yeah.
But also really, really cool.
Yeah, we're which is like double what we did last year.
Lord. So. My goodness.
Yeah.
Well,
everything's coming together. So
for people out there that are wondering, like, how did you get into this whole thing? Like, what made you decide to start a label and do what you're doing, man?
Oh my goodness. There's a story there. So once a long time ago, I used to work for Disney out in Anaheim, California, as a professional singer for them.
Oh, wow.
So,
for Disney?
This is way back in the 80s, and then, I don't have a lot of good things to say about that organization. So we lived 4 people to a 2-bedroom apartment. We worked 8 hours a day, plus we had a mandatory 4 hours of rehearsal every day.
Holy shit.
They fed you twice that they deducted from your pay. Oh. They paid for your housing, so you didn't get that. And so it was a rough life. So, but eventually, I decided that I wanted to eat something other than ramen noodles and hot dogs for my life, and I joined the Army. And 26 years later, I got deposited in Eastern North Carolina as I left the military service. And right before I left that, we started a band, and then we sat around one day and we were like, well, no record label is going to sign us because we're a bunch of old dudes.
Oh, no.
Because we were all, dudes in their late 30s, early 40s. I mean, now, 10 years later, I'm in my 50s. But, we started the record label in May of May of 2014. So it was just hey, no record label's going to sign us. Let's start our own.
I see.
And so we did, and it took us about 9 years to figure out what a record label actually does, because it's not like there's some magic guide that tells you how to do it.
Right.
And the environment was totally changing. The world was totally changing. So we just had to figure out, okay, what is it that we do that nobody else does? And how do we then help artists be successful, but not be a burden to it, but not take advantage of people, but still make enough money that we can still make this thing work? So,
well, I would say you're doing a really great job.
Well, we're trying. I think that we're not always successful, and I think that there are times that we are not as good at things as we would like to be, and I think we miss timelines. A lot of it is we don't necessarily always hold artists' feet to the fire like we should, and so we're getting better at that stuff. I think there's been a couple of releases last year that really pushed us into the mode of, okay, we have to be a little bit more forceful with some of this stuff. I was like, all right, we got to hold people to timelines. We got to make sure we have everything in place so that we don't miss things, and we don't so that we can actually do our job. So, because everybody wants to, as soon as they have their music back from mastering, they're like, we're going to release this in 2 weeks. I was like, no, you're not. I love it that you think that that's how this works, but that's not how this works.
No.
Nope. There's a method to the madness, and timing is important.
There's a minimum of 3 months lead up to release of this, but if you want a physical copy of something, that's going to take a while. And if we're going to do vinyl, well, then we might as well plan on next year.
And that's the truth.
Yeah, I am super happy right now that there's a company that's pressing vinyl here in North Carolina, so I can actually drive up there and talk to them, and we can do lots of really cool stuff right now. So, that's
really
super
awesome.
Happy with that, because I used to have to do everything on the West Coast. I used to have to do everything in Washington.
Yes, I was about to say, I don't even think we have anything like that in Tennessee.
I don't know if there's anybody in Tennessee doing vinyl. I think the only people that I know of on the East Coast, there's one in just outside of New York City, and there's one, there's the guys that just started one, and they started it during COVID because they just had time and money, and they just bought all the equipment.
Wow. That's super cool. Well, it is something that I'm interested in, because I've been looking at property. I go on Monday and look at another one, and I'm actually thinking about opening up a storefront where we'll sell vinyls and CDs and merch for a lot of the bands that we work for. Just an underground metal store.
Sure, I'm all about it.
Yeah,
let me know.
Yeah.
We'll send you everything. I got inventory.
Heck yeah! I mean, that's the dream, is to fill it up with our favorite bands, that are underground. Keep it 100% underground, and have an online presence for the store as well. But that's the dream. But I know a lot of bands, they're always asking about, where do we get vinyls? Where do we do this or that? And
well, I mean, that's what that's things that we help people with. So if somebody wants to, and honestly, vinyl is expensive.
Yes,
so
it is.
In general, I don't see a lot of the bands that I know, most of the bands that, even bands that are on the label right now, they wouldn't front the money to do a vinyl pressing and run. But that's why we're here, right? We front the money and we recoup it over the process.
Right.
So, and that's why you need. I mean, that's always the funny thing is, so as a record label, we learned eventually along the way, we're just the venture capitalist side of things. We're the guys that put the money up front and help make shit happen.
But that's important. That's so important.
Well, it's critical to making the music actually work, right? I always tell the bands, do as much as you can, but as soon as you hit the point that you know that the right thing to do next is to do this, then call us. That's what we're here for. But, you know, when it comes down to the music, yeah, we'll make sure your music is good, because we're not putting our name on crappy music.
Right.
We're not going to sign a band that sucks, right? So we'll just tell them, go back and practice more.
That's a very nice way of putting it.
Well, I mean, that's probably not the nicest way to put it, but I try to be nicer when guys send us demos, and I'm like, okay. and I will say that our demo review sessions, we do twice a month. We review all the demos that are submitted to us. And sometimes we do sit around, and while it's happening, we'll have a laugh here and there, but in the end, we'll find a productive way to address everybody and say, okay, hey man, here's 3 things you could do better, and work on that and come back to us again.
Well, I mean,
because that's the way it should be, right? You shouldn't just send stuff off, because most of the time, and this is why I'm always impressed when people just cold drop us a demo, is that, in general, most record labels just don't even respond to them.
You're right.
They won't tell you whether it was good or it was bad or anything.
Or if they even got it.
Or if they even got it, yes, absolutely.
Yeah.
And so, generally we always respond and tell guys that stuff's either in the listening queue. I mean, there's probably people out there who could accuse us of doing the same thing, of ghosting them and everything, too. I'm sure there are people that, we listened to it and we didn't even bother because we're like, this was not serious. And if you're not serious, then we're just not even going to waste time on you.
Right.
But
time is precious.
Yeah, I mean, because, we only have so much time in the day. But we do. We honestly sit down and we try to work through everything that gets sent to us. And if we can, we'll provide some constructive input.
That is cool, man.
That is.
Yeah, I mean, hell, there's some that will actually try to reach out to every single one of them, and they don't even give a fuck. They're just like, but they just want you to pay up front. And basically...
Well, and I mean, obviously, our model is completely different from that. So, I mean, we also don't pay people, up front either, Right. We're not going to give somebody money up front, but we're going to tell people exactly when we hit profit share, and then we move directly into it.
Right.
So...
I mean,
that's anybody can at any time ask us to audit. So, I mean, I have no issue with it. I keep very detailed books on it. I mean, you want to know how much money I spent on your music, I can tell you how much money I spent on your music.
Right. And, Zach and I, we get people all the time that get approached by these, and we can't legally say their names. But there are a lot of really horrific so-called record labels out there that are charging bands like $2,000 off the front end, and they wait for a year and they get nothing. I
was going to say, if anybody asks you to pay up front to be your record label, they're probably not ingenuous at what they're doing.
Exactly.
That's just straight up. I mean, the whole point of a record label is you're the venture capitalist side of it. You see some value in it, and you're going to recoup it over the long term, because music is a long-term game. Right, so, and volume is your friend as the record label, so our goal is to find lots of guys who are producing amazing music on a routine basis. So if you're writing music and it's good and you have at least a couple of friends who like it, then there's probably some value in it, and, push it out and see if we like it. We have a pretty good track record right now, so we don't suck, as I love to say.
No, y'all are great, and I already have a few bands in mind that I'm going to send your way. Bands that I feel like deserve, a chance.
Sure, I'm sure that I know at least one of them.
You probably do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And there's a few people that also that we've had contact with before, and I'm sure that are wondering why we haven't reached out to them. And some of it is, of course, obviously life has gotten in the way. Mm-hmm. But also, sometimes we're trying to develop in a certain direction, so we're looking for a band to fill a certain role, and we run down those roads first, knowing that we can come back to some of the people who are established, who probably deserve a good helping hand, and knowing that they're going to continue to take care of themselves while we deal with a few other things.
Right. No, I think that that's wonderful.
I'm looking at you, Casket Robbery. You didn't hear me say it.
Oh, we love Casket Robbery. Big fans. Casket Robbery, hint, hint. Yeah, so we're getting close to running out of time. I hate to cut it short because this has been just wonderful. I appreciate it.
Well, I mean, you know, you want me to come back, I'll come back again, and we can talk about other things, or I can...
Absolutely,
again,
absolutely.
If anybody wants to hear, you know, how it is that we do what we do and all that other shit too, I have nothing to hide from people. That's the other thing, is that, you know, specifically, we're very upfront with people, you know, when it comes to contract time and everything. And the contract is very straightforward. It's going to tell you exactly what we're going to do, exactly what we expect of the band, exactly what you're going to get out of it, exactly when you're going to make your money back, all that other stuff. So
that's a beautiful thing. Transparency is so important, and there's not enough of it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Well, with your permission, we're going to kick off our ticket sales on March 27th, so we will announce Voraath right around that time. And let everybody know, and I'll be in touch with you about that to make sure everything looks good and we're on the same page. But we're super excited to work with you again. We're super excited to have Voraath and maybe one or two more of your bands.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. Well, we'll have that talk, too, because I know I've got some people that really are interested, too.
Heck
so
yeah.
I will say that there are people who love it, so yes.
Well, Jason, thank you so much for your time.
No problem.
Great. It's been great. Anything else, Zach?
No, man, I just, you know what? I look forward to hopefully seeing you this year at the festival, man. Fucking gonna come up and give you a big hug, and we'll have a beer.
We'll have a barbecue.
We'll eat some barbecue, and we'll hang
There you go, man. Sounds good. Yeah, absolutely.
Thanks again, Jason. We hope you have a wonderful weekend.
I will try. It's going to be, working on Jawfane stuff. That's what I'm going to be doing this weekend.
Well, that sounds like fun. I'm going to make Zach.
Oh, it's always good in a moment that, you know, when you're able to just focus on doing music. I love those when I'm not distracted by other silly things.
Like cutting down trees. Zach's going to cut down trees for me on Sunday.
Ooh, exciting. Have fun with that.
He doesn't know it yet, but he does now.
Yeah.
All right. Well, thank you so much, Jason. It was great talking with you, and you have a wonderful night.
I will try. Thank you very much.
All right.
We'll talk to you later, brother.
All right, man.
Cheers.
All right. Bye.
Bye.
There you have it, folks. Jason from Exitus Stratagem live.
Such a cool guy.
Yeah, really cool dude.
So supportive of the bands, of the scene. He sponsored our festival.
Great. Yeah, really cool company, really cool record label, cool people, man. And, you know, every band that's come from there so far that I've heard
notch.
Is fucking awesome. Voraath, obviously, but, you know, another one that I forgot to mention was Tigguo Cobauc. I wanted to ask him, I should have asked him, how the hell do you say that shit? Because I always fuck it up. But they won the Battle of the Bands one week, and I've got their track coming up here in a little bit.
Corey from Jawfane is on here asking, and the answer is yes, Corey. Zach's show is every Friday night. We have DJs on the station all the time that do different shows, but Zach's show is every Friday night. It starts at 8 p.m. Central.
Yes, I'm here every single Friday night, no matter fucking what, pretty much.
He's not lying either. You wouldn't be, you would be shocked if you knew some of the times when what things were going on, and Zach was like, well, I gotta go do my show, and I'm like, fuck. He doesn't miss a show. The only time he misses a show is when I force him to go on vacation.
Yeah, pretty much. even then, I'm grabbing the laptop and I'm like, well, you know what?
He's always trying to be. How do you think I could do my show from the beach?
I do. I'm like, you know what? I could pack the interface in the fucking backpack and take some microphones and headphones and set it up, you know. But I'd have to put the software on the laptop, which would take a minute, but not bad.
You know, Zach, it's not bad to take a break.
Yeah,
two Fridays a year.
Take a break sometimes.
There's 52 weeks in a year. That means you do 50 shows a year.
That's insane.
That's a lot. And you've been doing it for how long? Since 2007, 2008?
Good God. That's a long time.
We started our radio station in 2013, but you had the Metal Devastation, was it Metal Devastation radio show before that?
Yeah, it was called the Metal Devastation Radio Show, and it was on another station called Metalhead Radio, which is now defunct.
Yeah.
But at the time, that's how it started.
And what year? It was like 2008.
That was 2008-ish. That was right around the time that I released the Brutal Death fucking album.
So
on,
17 years.
MySpace, and then I started my whole journey.
Did you just hear me? 17 years.
Wow. Yeah. It's almost 20 years. I know. Yeah, Clayton, when I walked into him at the liquor store earlier today, he asked me, he was like, so how long have you been doing the radio show? And I was like, fuck, about 20 years, man. And he was like, holy shit. And I was like, yeah, I know. That's fucking, And we're looking at each other. We both got gray hairs and everything. And I'm like, yeah, we're fucking getting old, man. Like, it's time.
Yeah, but look at you.
Time keeps on moving.
Look at you and look at us doing what we love. It's badass,
Into the future.
There's nothing wrong with getting old.
Time keeps on ticking. What's that song?
You're saying.
I don't know.
I don't know.
But anyway, yeah, let's blast some more fucking
Voraath.
I got some Raven Black for you, motherfuckers.
Yes.
I got some Out and Lies Buried.
Some Tigguo Cobauc